Just rain. That's just ridiculous. G'day everybody, how you going today? It is so good to see you. I do hope that you are super well. Yes indeed, we are here to talk about the absolutely extraordinary 600mm f4. Off the charts, literally the MTF charts I don't think are hardly built for this lens. For those who haven't seen the MTF chart yet, this lens, when it's 600mm f4, is near on perfection. And in this video, we're going to get the lens, we're going to look at it, we're going to understand the buttons, the feel, the weighting on the Z9, and then we're going to take a few shots. Now we've got a bit of a moody afternoon here. I think you can probably see it in the background. There's the city of Melbourne behind us with the rain threatening. It's threatening. We can see here that the design language of this lens is identical to the 400mm 2.8 1x tele, the Z version, the Z NIKKOR. We can see that it's exactly the same, and really proportionately it feels the same. I do have to say though, I think it's a little bit heavier. It certainly feels a bit heavier. There is that extraordinary front element. Absolutely outstanding. Now I can feel the weight. It seems to be sitting on the back. Clearly this lens not only looks like its 400mm sibling, but really it's got the same DNA. If you know anything about that 400 2.8, it's an outstanding, astonishing lens. This is the same, and a little bit more. 600 mils, 200 mils more. Yeah, I mean that IBIS, it's just rock solid. Like I'm hand holding here, and it is just rock solid out there. Let me go to video. We'll shoot some video. And this is handheld. You can see the rain. You can see those people. They're probably a quarter of a mile, maybe 500 or more meters away. There you go, we're at 840, and that is still ridiculous. This ring here, it's spring loaded. See how when I let go of it, it bounces back. This is an absolutely perfect zoom ring. And I'm guessing this is why the high-res zoom has arrived, is you can use it on this. And let's just think about it. You're at 840 mils, you're shooting 4K video, and you can 2 times it in 4K. So you're 1680 mils. That's nuts. And if you can do it with this ring here, that's super organic, that's what people have already been asking for. I think that's what this can do. I'm wondering what else it can do. We'll find out in the future. Nikon, you've got some cool stuff going on, I reckon. Anyway, the rain is easing. We might head out there again in a minute, out from under this tree. And on the other side here, we have the teleconverter button that takes us out to 840. And then hiding here at the top, this here is a place to put an internal filter in. Now, I'm not going to open that now because we're outside, we're in the elements. There it is. Feels great. It really feels great, really nicely weighted. 600 mils. Here I am firing it up for the first time. Oh, hello. Who's that behind the camera down there? There's Joe. Good to have you back, Joe. There you are at 600 mil. Now let me just casually, with the flick of a finger, oh, there we go. We've gone out to 840. Well, I have to say, first reaction. So this is the very first time I have used this lens. The stabilization is uncanny. for stills. I'm not sure how slow we can go handheld, but I'll keep testing. It feels good at 100th of a second, and it, you know, that's at 840 mil. That's with the TC on. You can easily get a shot handheld as long as you're strong and you keep still. I mean, that's part of it. You've got to do some of the work. The VR can only do so much. Of course, there's stabilization in the lens. And the real truth about this lens is there is two lenses in one. It absolutely is that. All right, let's go shoot some more stuff.
This is cricket, and this is action. It's exactly what the 600mm f4 was designed for. And we can see here on the Z9 at 120 frames per second, it freezes the action. Everything is absolutely tack sharp, and the face and eye detect. It's finding where you want to be without fail. I am not a sports photographer, but I felt completely comfortable being able to get what I needed to get out of this lens in this moment. I have to thank Chris Thomas for getting me to the cricket.
Having engaged the 2.3 crop when shooting in 4K. F4 ISO 1600. Unbelievable, we're getting face tech. We can change eyes or we can go over to the other person. And we'll go up to the buildings with the sunset on it. And then we'll go back down and just look how quick that is. I'm just doing one little tap to get that changed. There's one tap, another tap. .3 times 1200. And bird detect is fully working. We're seeing a box around eye. You can see the change in aperture. TC engaged, aperture 5.6, disengaged f4. $1200 2 times teleconverter on. That's amazing. I mean, these guys, I'll show you with the 40mm lens just how far away. 1/50th f 5.6 ISO 64, TC engaged. Looking beautiful. We're about 30 minutes from sunset, I would guess. Yeah. So the camera is making out human forms. These people are probably 300 to 400 meters away. And that's just really very spectacular. It's still making out, even so we're seeing the backs of people. Very impressive. We are at 1/50th 5.6 ISO 64 with the teleconverter engaged at 840mm. Oh, we've got sunlight bouncing off the buildings, looking very cool. And we're just loving how that's tracking. Looking so good. TC's engaged, unengaged.
The new NIKKOR Z 600mm f4 TC VRS is an epic lens. It's sharp, it's fast, it's light, it's small, relatively, considering it is two lenses in one. Focus breathing is highly suppressed and the lens is right next to being absolutely silent. Now we can talk about the specs, we can talk about the coatings, we can talk about the epic, silky, swift focus motors. But at the end of the day, none of this matters.
Yeah, look, the fact that I'm not seeing any chromatic aberration, I'll never say a lens 100% suppresses because, well, there might be 3 pixels there, which means it's not 100%, but it is suppressing it very well. And honestly, you could use this lens for any type of production. It just doesn't matter.
All you need to know is, it is indeed, after my almost 1 month of testing, an absolutely outstanding lens that simply won't let you down. Whether you're doing something cinematic, whether you're doing something with people, whether you're doing something sporting, or whether you're doing wildlife, this lens, coupled with Nikon's latest camera technology, not only will it meet expectations, but I believe it will exceed expectations. This, from my perspective, is class-leading technology, class-leading optics.